Hello, my bunnies and puppies. Today we'll be doing a Deku and Tamaki ex-listener to make up for the part 2 that I didn't make over the past couple of days. This tablet broke and I had to get it fixed. But it's all better now. And the person who said totally we're a woo, that's me on a different account. Go ahead and go subscribe to our channel because that's my channel. That's my second channel. Anyways, I'm going to be doing them separately. So we're going to be doing Tamaki X Bakugo's Deaf Sister Part 2 and a creepypasta crossover with My Hero Academia. Splender's daughter X Deku. So, hopefully, if this works out and King Master doesn't be so stubborn like, you can't post this long of a video and just stops me, this will be 2 fanfics in 1. If it doesn't work after all, I'll post the second half later on. I'll be making a second So, let's get into this. No more talking. You wake up starting off with part 2 for Tamaki X Bakugo's Deaf Listener, part 2. You woke up in a hospital, but everything felt so sore. You wake up, you see a nurse's face feeling relieved, but then she looks across to the door, and she has a face full of concern and worry. You look there too. All of a sudden, you see a chair flying. Side note, it's like a hospital door with a window. So yeah. You try to get up, but the nurse said you have to sit back down, but you didn't listen to her, to the point where she just came along with you. She rolled you out in a wheelchair while you see Bakugo flinging chairs, throwing his explosion quirks at Tamaki, yelling, "This is all your fault, this is all your fault. My sister's in the hospital because of you and your selfishness." You had a hard time walking, but the nurse helped you up. You spread both of your hands to stop them. Bakugo, stopped. You yelled at Bakugo for being such a big jerk. It wasn't his fault that you ended up in the hospital. You threw yourself in front of the gnome to protect Tamaki. Bakugo was yelling like, "Why the hell will you do that?" And out of nowhere, you blared out, "Because I love him." Everything was dead silence. I was telling your mom, Mitsuki said, "Ooh, you're dating?" And you gave her "not now, mom" look. And so she just shut up. Tamaki his face was turning fully red. And he was blushing too. How out of nowhere, and Bakugo also blurted out, How can you love him? He couldn't even protect you. He got you hurt." And without thinking for another second, he said, "So did you." Everyone was dead silent again for the next 2 minutes, which felt like 7 hours. Katsuki Bakugo. Everyone knew that you never called Katsuki by his full name. You always called him Katsuki, Big Bro, all of that. But every time you say his full name, it's super serious. I don't want to see you right now. Just go, please. When you look upon Bakugo's face, you couldn't help but feel guilty. He looked like he was about to cry. fine, dumbass. But I'm not coming back, just letting you know. And he stormed off. And so, your mommy and I stormed off too. The nurse helped you wheel you back into hospital and back into bed. She let Tamaki come in. So you really, really like me, though? Tamaki was stuttering. He was still bright red as a tomato. Think having your words replay in his head over and over again. You nodded your head. You motioned him to come closer. And he did. Out of nowhere, you gave him a surprise kiss. At first he was shocked, but then he went with it. I love you, Tamaki. I love you too, listener. But you should probably apologize to Bakugo. He's right. I shouldn't have got you hurt. Tamaki is fine, but you're right. I should apologize. After 3 weeks in the hospital, you still had to be in a wheelchair, but sooner or later, your legs will be back to normal. He was able to get home, and he was able to apologize to Bakugo. At first, he's still holding it against Tamaki, but after a while, he got used to him, because he ain't going nowhere, because you're too stubborn to get rid of him. But to this very day, Tamaki gets nervous around him, even though you guys are still dating. And that's the end of Dev Listener X Tamaki. So, moving on to the next one. Creepypasta crossover with My Hero Academia. Deku X I'm not sure if I said his name right. Splendor? I don't know how to say his name right. I'm gonna just say Slender Man's daughter, okay? So, it was hard being the daughter of Slender Man. Everyone running away from you, calling you a monster, yada yada yada. But it still hurt a little, even though a lot of people said that. Due to your powerful quirk, he was able to get into UA. Slender Man was a very serious guy, but when it comes to his daughter and the younger kids, he was very easy on them, unless they did like something horrible. Also, in this universe, you guys are not serial killers. Back to the story. Okay, back to the story. Sorry guys, I had to take a quick break. At your first day at UA, he was walking down the halls. You see some people whispering, looking at you, pointing at you. It stinged a little, but by this time you was used to be calling a freak of nature, stuff like that. You walk into class 1A. You see a bunch of kids talking, and this green-haired boy caught your eye. You walked over to say hello, but all of a sudden he started freaking out. You apologized to him, thinking that you was the reason why you scared him. He said it was all good. He just startled him a little. You didn't were talking until he asked about your quirk. You showed him his quirk. He was constantly writing everything down. He was writing everything. And you guys decided to hang out with the Deku Squad for lunch. Everything was going great for the past 2 months. Until, in the middle of class, you heard a knock on the door. A pro hero came walking with Lulu, Sally, and Lazari. You ran up to them, asking what's wrong. Lazari took you away to his side, saying that she smelled Daddy, a.k.a. Zalgo, in the forest. And Slender Man told him to come here, because it wasn't safe. You nodded your head in agreement and told Mr. Azal we need to watch over your little siblings. Your father demands it. He promised him to do extra work and extra training. So, after that day, by the end of the day, you heard big foot stomps. And Lazari, and you guys were in the common room when you heard these big foot stomps. Lazari gave you a look, saying that Daddy's near. I can smell him. Everyone looked confused, and you went into full panic. So you had to explain the whole situation to them, and they went into panic too. They let all the pro heroes know. Only a couple minutes later, Azago appeared to the forest, demanding where his daughter was to bring him back. You were not going to let him take Lazari. Fine. He said, fine, but I'll destroy every inch of the school until you give me her. If he was destroying half the building, he was destroying some of the buildings, entering deadly, causing a lot of deadly injuries to students. Until Lazari stopped him and walked up to him, saying that he can take her. You tried to stop Lazari, but she just gave you a sorrowful look with a big smile on her face while tears ran down her cheeks. He grabbed her by the hand and put him up on top of his head and walked off with her. He broke down. She was everything that in a little sis that you always wanted but could never have. You were smashing your head on the ground repeating, "This is my fault, this is my fault, this is all my fault." Everyone was trying to stop you, but you banged your head so hard that all remember you see was blood, and then you fully knocked out. Okay guys, that concludes Deku X crossover Slenderman's daughter and Tamaki X Deaf Bakugo sister listener. Whatever sentence I just said didn't make no sense, but just go with it. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video.